with the C major scale, we want to be able to play it multiple places on the fretboard. So we've already covered the fact that you can play it like this, right? That's using our whole step formula, whole and half step formula, going right up the scale, going right up the string on the 5th string. Well, we also covered how you can play it when using open strings like this. All right. Well, what about this? Well, that's the exact same notes. I'm just playing it on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. Now I can play the exact same thing right here because it's the same note. Hear that? It's the exact same note. So 6th string, 8th fret gives me a C note as well if I start there. Okay, so that's the main point I want to drive home to, is that you can play that C major scale in multiple places. And now that you know the harmonized C major scale, what I'd like you to do is when you play that scale, then turn around and play the chords that go along with that scale that we already covered, right? So you could do something like this. And then go. Then here's that weird B diminished chord, and then back to your C chord. And hopefully your guitar will be more tuned than mine. But that's the whole idea, is that you want to play the scale and then play the chords that go with that scale. And of course I'm going to give you some more examples, and I'm going to give you actually a lot more tab that I'm going to show you than what I'm actually going to be demonstrating in the video. But what I want you to do is to take the time to not only memorize all these different scales, be able to play them across the fretboard, play them on multiple strings, but also be able to play the chords that come from those scales, so it starts to sink in your brain between the relationship between, you know, the first note of a scale, that's called your 1, you know, the 1 chord. The chord that's produced from that. The second chord is, obviously the second chord is the chord that comes from the second note of that scale, the 3rd chord, etc., etc. So you can start memorizing them, and you can start getting this all linked into your brain, so that when you think, oh, what's the 5 chord of the key of C, you just go C, D, E, F, G. Oh yeah, that's a G chord. Okay, it's in a G major chord. And I'll explain exactly the relationship, because each of these chords are either going to be major or minor. I'll do that next. Let me give you a couple of ideas with actually practicing this stuff without it being like super major boring, right? What you need to do is just spice it up any old way you can think of. So, you know, you can take that old C major scale like this, and you might want to practice it like maybe so what am I doing? I'm giving 3 notes per note. So I'm like going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Or you could do something cool like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so just any kind of old picking pattern. I mean, you could go like, anything you want. Okay, just have fun with it, play around with it. Now, I'm going to give you one that, you know, I think's okay, which is like, and then you bring it down. And you want to kind of emphasize that first note, because that's kind of like written in a 4/4 time signature, so the first beat is always the strongest. So you've got like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in other words, what I'm trying to get across is you want to emphasize the first note of each pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so just a couple ideas there for you as you're practicing these different scales, that you can take them and just, go buck wild with them. Just have some fun with it. Don't just think that you have to play the exact notes every time, all right? That's what this whole thing is about, is having fun. So make sure you're having fun as you're practicing, and do your own thing, and make up your own stuff.